Hey there, old man in Texas again. Just doing some cooking today, and we're starting out to make some chili. Now, we moved down here to Texas, and I found out that chili, according to Texas, does not have beans. So what I'm making is chili with beans. In the Northwest, Washington, I'm making chili. So there we go. Now we got that straightened out, we'll start out with a pound of hamburger and dice up some onions. So here we go. Here's our pound of hamburger. We're doing a little bit of browning of it, which is necessary, of course. Just in a pan, pound of hamburger, brown them until it's the desired color that you would like. You try and get it so it's somewhere in flavorful and colorful. That's where we're at, of course. I took that and you couldn't see it, so we'll keep doing this, and the more brown you get, the more flavor you seem to get. Okay, just like the more fat you have, the more flavor there. So now I'm doing onions. What I do is I dice up one onion and dice. I don't worry too much about the size of it because it cooks down pretty well. And then the one onion and then one pepper. Now I use a red pepper. This recipe I sort of follow, calls for green pepper, but I prefer red. I like the more flavorful, and I find red is more flavorful. Let's check the meat again. Okay, coming along pretty good. And I think we're about done with it. I think it's about as dark as I'm going to get it. I want to get it. So I'm going to take that off and get that drained. I'm going to put it on a paper plate. I like using paper plates, and put a paper towel down so I can drain it a little bit. And then I will put the onion and pepper in. It's really a very simple recipe. It takes about 20 minutes to fix and about 20 minutes to simmer, and you're ready for it. It's always better the next day. And of course, when we cook it, it probably lasts 3-4 days. So it's our main course, and we're not too bad about repetitive food. I have the red pepper diced up, and we'll take that and throw it in there with the onions. Now I put a tablespoon of oil in the pan. I did that for the hamburger, also did that for the onions and green pepper. So we'll let that cook for a little bit, and I'll get the rest of it prepared. Whoop, making a mess over here. Got the hamburger here, it's draining. The spices that I'm using, let's take a look. We will be using cumin, a tablespoon, chili powder, a tablespoon. Black pepper is going to be about a half teaspoon, and salt is going to be about a teaspoon. And then I do it all in this little glass custard cup and mix it up and put it in with the vegetables before I put anything else in. Now I use kosher salt because I like it. It's got a nice texture to it, and it seems to cook up well. And the black pepper, I use more of a cafe grind. Onions and the red pepper, and I've cooked them down. So they're about like that. They've been cooked down a little bit. So we're going to cook them down a little more, but we'll start here. And I add the spices that I had. Okay, there's chili powder, cumin, pepper, and salt. And put it in there with the vegetables, onions and red pepper. Stir it around, let it simmer for about 30 seconds or so. Then I'll take the hamburger, ground beef, hamburger, whatever you want to call it, and put that in and mix it around. So there's our base for our chili. Now from here, I've adapted a little bit more. Called for 2 cans of diced tomatoes and 1 can of black beans. But what I am working with is 3 cans of diced tomatoes, and I prefer, if I can get it, is the basil, garlic, and oregano to the tomatoes, the diced tomatoes. It adds a nice little touch of flavor. And of course the beans, I use 2 cans of black beans and 1 can of garbanzos. And I'll take those and drain and rinse them and add it to it. And when I add the tomatoes to it, I'll dump the cans and then add a little bit of water, switch it around to get all the juice. That's not going to hurt it. And I also have my one secret ingredient, which I'll tell you about in a little later. Okay, I've added the tomatoes and stir that up a little bit, let it heat up and cook. And we'll add the beans in a couple minutes. And I'll show you as far as the drained what I do. So we'll just walk over here to the sink. And I have these little things here, and I will pour the beans into them like so. So you drain it down, and then a little water on it, and drain it. And I'll do this for both the cans of black beans and the 1 can of garbanzo beans, and then add that to the chili with beans. Is rinse the beans out, and it's sitting on top of a can, just draining right now. Garbanzos are here, the black beans are here. Our chili itself is over here, just simmering away a little bit. It's got juicier. Once the tomatoes begin to get moisture, they make more of a soup kind of thing. So let's go ahead and add something. Got garbanzos in there. Okay. Got black beans in there. Give them a good stir. I like beans, by the way. So for me, chili would not be chili without beans. I like them. Now we're going to have the secret ingredient. I'll tell you what. Let me walk over here to the pantry, because I know it's over here. Our secret ingredient. Our secret ingredient. V8. Oh boy. 100% vegetable juice. This is 8 vegetables in it. Anyway, it's good stuff. It adds moisture to it. You shake it up a little bit so that you can get all the stuff out. And then you just pour it in. And that's my secret ingredient for my chili with beans. Put that in. Stir it around a touch. Now what we're going to do is just let this simmer. So it's going to take 20 minutes or so, and we'll come back to it. But you'll find that chili is better after it sits for a day. So here's that. We're ready to go. So, it's simmering away. It's gotten a little more liquidy. Everything's coming along real good. So, that's our chili, and that's what we're going to have for dinner tonight. Yes, sir. Probably mix that with, maybe some cornbread. Just had a taste of the chili. It's pretty good. And I'm going to turn it off and let it sit. So it will be ready for tonight, but I'll tell you what, this is a really, really good recipe. Hamburger, onions, bell pepper, black beans, garbanzo beans, diced tomatoes, cumin, chili powder, salt, pepper, and that's about it. So very simple to do. You got to give it a try. The One Man in Texas. Talk to you later. Bye.